review of the Lego Star Wars magazine. Generally Lego Star Wars, but we actually did different magazines. As we said in the previous video. So here we are. With another episode, episode 6. So jump in and check it out. So as you can see here, today's magazine has the Millennium Falcon on it. Yoda's there. And it says, win a free X-Wing. Awesome posters inside. This is the first Millennium Falcon that came out in a mini size. A lot of them came out after this, but this is the first one that came out on the magazine. So as I said before, you can get this more value with this magazine usually than you can get with buying a set. If you specifically wanted to get a minifigure and you didn't want to spend a lot of money. But at this moment, as you can see on here, we have the Millennium Falcon, and later on, you'll see more minifigures because when they started it with a lot of mini builds as opposed to minifigures. And 1 through 10, Count Magazine was mini builds. As I said, this is the first mini Millennium Falcon that there was. Okay, so jump in and let's talk about it. Hey, hello, Ron. Good to see you on there. First person to comment. Thanks a lot. Anyway, so let's check it out. So again, if you realize in the previous magazine, they did give us the build under the instructions right here. But here you see Chewie and Solo. Awesome Death Star over here. They were promoting the Death Star. You got posters inside, comics, and a lot of other different things in there. Again, you would get this for $3.99, basically £4. Okay. Second magazine with Yoda in the front. Let's take a look inside and see what we got. Hey, Stern. What's up? You okay? Great to see you on there. Thanks a lot for coming on. Okay, so on this side, you see we have Nexo Knights. Again, we will be doing Nexo Knights. Also, I do collect the first issue of every Lego magazine that came out. When I say Lego magazine, not hardcovers, it's comics and soft cover, right? In this, they definitely show the glossary or profile modified information of whatever figure they given that day. As you can see, it has 42 pieces. This is, again, this is one of them with the biggest count so far to date. And here you have Han Solo, Chewie, and Lando. And they give you the profile of YT-13 frigate. Sorry, right? So on here, they give you the information of that particular ship. All right, so 34.3 meters, that's how big it is. 650 miles per hour, that's the speed. 2 quad lasers, cannons, concussion missiles, launchers, blaster cannons, that's the weapons. Crew, pilot, co-pilot, and 6 passengers. Special features. I'm jumping ahead because they will give another one later on Chewie or one of these guys in them. Tractor beam, highly modified engine, and a sensor right here. Dish. All right, let's turn and see what we got inside. So again, if you see Poe's ship right here, you had a chance of winning this. Poe's ship right there, set number 75102. I actually have that. I bought that as a collection. Someone was selling a bundle on one of the platforms, and I got that. That was pretty cool. Oh, you recently got the UCS AT-AT? UCS TIE Fighter Interceptor? That's awesome, man. That's really good, really cool. Really awesome. Have you already built it? How was the build? I always say the fun's in the build. Yeah, so you had a chance of winning this with Poe inside, a resistant pilot. Came with 4 figs, which is pretty, and there's some exclusive figs in there. This resistant pilot, the ground crew, he's an exclusive fig, exclusive print. BB-8's not, obviously. But I got Poe also in a book. In Germany, I got it in one of those hardcover books. So basically, I got 2 of them. Let's see if I can just find them right here. I'm sure I got them. I'm sure I didn't mix them up. I'll just find them right here. I'll show you guys the Poe I collected. Just stay standing there for a second. Show you guys the Poe that I got here. This is him with his hair, because it came with the hair. And show the helmets here also. Take a quick look and see if I can spot it, show it to you guys. Oh, here. So this is him here, also in full arms with the helmet. Without the hair, so 2 of them. This one, if you notice, 2 different ones. Like I said, I have 2 different ones. This is full arm, and this one is the not so full arm. He doesn't have the helmet on. Okay, so that's 2 of them. Anyway, so let's move on. As I say, guys, on this, yesterday someone asked to see Boba and Django. I've collected every single one of them, and I do show them off a little bit if some people can, if they would like to see them. So jump on in for that. Anyway, so you had a chance of winning that if you could answer the questions over there and get correct. And obviously, it's like a sweepstakes. So if they pick you, you have a chance of getting it. Okay, so let's check it out over here. So as you can see, my favorite ship there, that's a UCS. I can recognize it. That's the 75060 right there. Anyway, it's landing, and you got some guards there. Boba jumps out, print on the legs. No print on the arms though. Like that, exclusive fig. If you guys would like to see, just send me a thumbs up or say you'd like to see him specifically. And a matter of fact, I'll bring him over now and show it to you guys. Anyway, so we have Vader here, and they're passing some information. And he says, one of the guards says, "Happy bounty hunting," right? And he says, "Fat, that's a funny name. Haha." Not knowing he'd blast them into pieces. But anyway, let's move on. And on the other side, we have Luke. Boba has received the directions, the new Death Star. All right, and he has a hologram recording of it. And he jumps in his Starfighter, controversial name, or Slave One, and he's being chased by an X-Wing. Remember when he went through the rocks and he lost them through there? They couldn't get him, and he hid. And this is the episode. He took off behind them, and basically they went into the creature's mouth. You guys know what this creature's called? Drop a message if you do. Here we go. On the other side, they're inside, and he jettisoned himself out, the pilot, and so does Boba. And there's a cantina in there. That is funny. That's really silly. They got a cantina in the creature's mouth, or his tummy, belly, and they're being captured. On the opposite side, we have another one of those puzzles. It says search. What you do is look at both and see if you can get which one doesn't match up. Okay, it's like check out the picture and see if you can find the missing information. And I can see one of the bricks missing there myself real quick. Let's move on. On the opposite side, Django uses his thrusters. He's in the air. Luke pulls out his lightsaber, and they're battling. And just imagine Luke and Boba fighting together. That's amazing. That's incredible. So they jump back into their ships, and they're off. They teamed up. That's incredible again. And they're out of the mouth. You drop some detonation device, and they blasted through the rocks. One of them popped back out and exploded next to the X-Wing. And here we have Luke speaking to Obi. That's bringing leg, and that's the end of that. And here we have the Ewok Village. I never got this set. I know it had a lot of figs in there, but I really wasn't interested in it. You have to have a lot of space to build it. Okay, let's check it out and see the information on this one. So Ewok Village, and it had 1,990 pieces on it. Name, Bright Tree Village. I never knew that was a name. Again, they give you good information on here. Planet Endor, that we knew. Location, 50 meters above the ground. Size of model, 35 centimeters high and 55 centimeters wide. Price, 199, let's say 200 pounds. Let's move on. So this is the first one ever made, this magazine right there, and they made these other two, but they don't have any toys or anything like that with it, so I never got those. Over here, again, they changed the format of the instructions, and they put it on a really big page, which is better. I'm guessing because there's a lot more pieces to it, so that works out. And let's turn the page, and here's the centerfold. They usually give you a centerfold with these. So, fantastic centerfold. I've seen some better. What do you guys think? Drop me a message what you think about it. Let's turn and move on. So this is the other side of the Millennium Falcon. So you complete it here. That's how big it is. Up to now, or to date, this is the biggest one we've seen. It usually they're in one page and a small little area, but this one's pretty big. Here's the second Death Star construction here. And it's basically a puzzle. And you have to put each one of these figs in the spot that they are supposed to go. If you remember if you had it or remember the Falcon, not the Falcon, the Death Star at all. Okay, let's move on. So they have two magazines usually in this one book, two comics, and this is the second half of it. And as you can see, you have the whole bunch right here from the Ghost. You got Ezra, Sabine, you got the main man who lost his eyesight. Right. And the rest of the crew. Missing bar 2, right? So let's move on. They're having a chat. And Ezra's messing around as usual. Oh, they're practicing the Force. He's standing and he jumps on top of him. Where I've seen this, I've seen that before in one of the episodes. You guys leave me a message if you can remember that. Where someone was standing on, I think it was two hands, and someone went the opposite side of him on his legs. It's pretty cold where they are. You can see it. He's breathing really cold air. Again, thanks for coming on, guys. It's really great to see you guys on there. Really helps the channel. They're in the town and they're hiding from these clones, but the clones capture them. At least they pointed their guns at them, and these guys ran off. And he says, that wasn't a great idea, Ezra. No stormtroopers will be all over the place. Those stormtroopers here, but there'll be stormtroopers everywhere. They pulled their helmets off, and they seem to be friends. Hey, friends, wait for wait for us. And they were surprised. And then the real stormtroopers showed up and started blasting them. Ezra and Kanan ran off. And these guys got ran over by the real stormtroopers. Let's move on. Here we go. They're using the Force to control the ship, and he turns it over. Well, both of them turned over, and they're controlling the troopers with the Force. Over there, 2 speeder bikes, they said. And they ran over 2 speeder bikes. Ezra's speeder bike dad is in one of the sets. And they're off. And they ran into some laundry I've never seen someone hanging laundry out yet in a Star Wars movie, if I can remember. Or did Luke's mom was hanging out some laundry in that episode? Do you guys remember? Yeah. Anyway, so in the movie, so they're running right into the AT Walker because his, if you've seen his face is covered right here. I hope you can see that. Let's move on. And he blasts his way through. That's Kanan. And jumped off the bike onto Ezra's. And let the bike crash into the Walker. And they're still being chased. But the Walker falls over and crashes into the ship. Yes, Ezra. That was bad. Wasn't bad. Now step on it. I'll tell you which way, he says. And they meet up with the rest of the crew over here. Look who we have here. And let's turn it, and that's the end of that. And here we have, look at that fig, guys. I've never seen Qui-Gon in dark colors like that. That'd be amazing if they can make Qui-Gon like that. As you guys know, the Qui-Gon that's going for an expensive price, you can actually take a minifig from this because they made a minifig with exactly the same. All you need to get is the pauldron. If you get the pauldron, you can use exactly that and make the same fig, get it for cheap. As I said, you can get cheap ones out of these booklets. I'll give you guys a sneak peek of how the next set would come. See if I can find, here we go. Here's a sneak peek. This is just a sneak peek, okay, guys? Here we go. So this later on we'll see one of these. You see the minifigures they come with. So you'd get a free minifigure like that. Okay, that was just a sneak peek, okay? We'll look at that book. That I don't know what our number that is. It's probably, I think that's probably in the 60s or 70s. That's how many magazines there are. As I said, it started in 2015 all the way once a month to 2025, where we are now. But I would always like them to make a fig like that. Lego, please make a fig like that. Right, here we go. And we have a puzzle here again. You have to find the names on there: Chewie, Kylo, Han, Poe. Right, you find that on here. Let's go and see what's next. So again, they give you a profile information on a figure or one of the ships. So we have Luke as a farmer over here. All is different. If you look right there, all is different. Luke as a stormtrooper. I have him as a farmer. I have him as a stormtrooper. I have him as a... Do you have any of these? From the Battle of Hoth, right? I have him as that also. With that, I have him as from the Jabba's palace. I don't have that one This one right here. Do any of you guys have that one there? I don't have that one at all. Luke Jedi, I don't have that one. With the shirt open like that, which is this one right here. That suit, I don't have that one at all. Anyway, let's check his profile out. Species, human, height, 1.72 meters. Mass, they changed it. Usually they put weight, they put mass. I like that. They changed it up. 7 kilos. Affiliation Jedi, Rebels, weapon lightsaber. So they do give you a little profile. And the old ones, I have to repeat this, they give you that signature here, which is really good. So that's a pretty cool collectible on its own, not just the fig. And this would be a next episode. They usually show you what's coming up next. As it says here, Land Speeder, Luke's Land Speeder, 2 great comics inside, and they give you the answers for the puzzles back here so you know what you did. Here you have a cutout as a face mask. So usually you know how that works. You stick that on a piece of cardboard and then you cut it out, you glue it on. And it's General Grievous. Also, watch out on the opposite side, you got the main man, Boba. Watch out on my shorts to see my General Grievous, how many lightsabers he can carry. Check out that. And if you have any requests of lightsaber that you'd like to have him carrying, you can do that. As I said yesterday, I was going to do a bonus and show you guys two Boba Fett minifigures. And the one we said we were going to show today was the one with the printed arms. So I will get that and we will have a look at that right now, guys. So give me a sec. So we have the one with the printed arms here, guys. Can you guys tell which one it is? Here we go. Printed arms. Yesterday I did it like this with the last one. If I can just find that. Anyway, I'll hold it. I was going to use a podium. So here it is. That's the printed arms. Pull the helmet off. There you go. Printed arms. No prints on the back. Black head. Printed arms, like I said. Printed legs. So this is the first Star Wars figure to have printed arms, printed legs, and first Fett to have printed arms, printed legs. And you notice, guys, like they try to charge an arm and a leg. I was fortunate to get it in early, so. And I use this to store it, guys. If you notice those things right here, they're softer than a stud, right? This came out in 2003, the 10123 anyway. Yes, I use this so it's easier, safer. You put that on there, it's softer than studs, and it doesn't fall off. Okay, so check that out, guys. Again, thanks for showing up. And may the force be with you. Watch out for the next episode tomorrow.